Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Strange times we're living in, hey? It's Friday the 20-something of March. I have no idea, 25th, 8th, 6th? No idea. Yeah, it's been a week, hasn't it? Really been a week. I have been self-isolating since last week, Thursday, which I think is when I filmed the last Friday Reads. I did go out on Saturday for some reason. I forget what the reason was, but it was like to get gas in my car or something stupid. I am getting ready today to go out for my first time since then. I've taken about a mile walk every day, which has been really, really lovely. Yesterday I didn't. I was just too tired and probably depressed to just be arsed to do it. So anyways, today I'm going to my new office to check on things, make sure I didn't leave anything plugged in or unplugged or whatever, and grab the plant that I hope I didn't kill by inadvertently leaving her there for a week. And I'm going to go to Target. It's pretty exciting, I know. I have to say I'm a little bit nervous about going out into a store, but I mean, I know I'll take precautions. I'm going to wear my gloves the whole time and I'll be fine, but it's just a little nerve-wracking. It seems a little War of the Worldsy out there, so anyways, enough of that shenanigans. I had a super weird reading week. I've seen a lot of other people talk about this too, that you just can't get your brain in gear and focus on something. So it's been really sporadic, but I did manage to read some things. I finished some things up. So what got me going was reading a couple of picture books for kids. So I read this one first, Life Doesn't Frighten Me by Maya Angelou, with pictures by Jean-Michel Basquiat. This is really lovely and a good reminder not to just get freaked out constantly. And yeah, it was just really, really nice. And I really enjoy the illustrations with the words, you know? So yeah. So this was really lovely. Recommend. Next up is Life Story by Virginia Lee Burton. She wrote, oh my gosh, what is that? Mike the Truck and the Little House? Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel, that's it. Little House, Katie and the Big Snow, Maybelle the Cable Car, and Choo Choo. So this is about life on Earth, how it evolved, how the planets evolved, and it's ostensibly told by different narrators. I didn't pay attention to them at all in different acts. So that's a good example. So the book is set up like this. So the left side has all the words and it shows you where you are. And then it comes down and shows you all the different animals that existed or were discovered then. And then on this side, it's a big illustration, like Act 3, whatever. I can't read this backwards. And then here's our little narrator guy. So it's everything from the Big Bang, maybe, to, oh, here's how the sun was born. So it's a lot of information and beautiful illustrations, and and then the last part, which I really enjoyed too, is her on her farm. So here is spring on her farm, talking about how the seasons change and how the rhythm of life keeps going and, you know, all this stuff. So this was really, really wonderful. And I really, really liked it. Really, really. So if you can get your hands on this, check it out from the library if they're open. This would be great for kids. I mean, it's, you know, it was enjoyable. I liked it a lot. And then my next and my last picture book is Adelaide's Secret World by Elise Hunt. Illustrated, these illustrations are just beautiful. Illustrated by somebody unknown, which is not cool. Not listed anywhere in here who his illustrator is. That's kind of crappy. Way to go, Random House Children's Books. Anyways, this book is perfect for the little introvert in your life. Well, big introvert too, because I enjoyed it a lot too. But it's about Adelaide, who is quiet, living by herself, and these just beautiful anthropomorphic soft illustrations. Are these crayons? I mean, it looks like they're crayons or oil colors. What are those called? Those pastel crayons that like super smushy. I loved those when I was a kid. But it is just a beautiful little quiet book that's told more through the pictures than the words necessarily. Gorgeous and all about having a quiet life and an internal life, and what the world is like out there, and how if you're just still within yourself, things are okay and you're all right. And there are people like you out there, even though it seems like there aren't. I mean, I really adored this book. And they had a whole bunch of copies on a book outlet, which is where I got this from. So go and get it. I think it was $4 or $3 or $3.50, one of those inexpensive ones. Really, really, really liked this. I'm going to order more copies for gifts for friends' kids whenever I place my next order, which shouldn't be for a long time, as you all are seeing by the state of my TBR, but probably will be, because let's face facts, I'm a book slut. Okay, next up, I'm almost finished with my BookTube prize books. I did already vote, however, because I am far enough into the ones that I have. I'm like under 100 pages in the 2 that I have left that I'm still reading, and no matter how they end, it's not going to change my ranking. So I already voted, so it's off of my brain, and Robert already has info. I don't have to worry about getting back to him, all that stuff. So I'm almost done, but this is one that I finished completely. I can't talk about it yet, but I finished it. And this next one, fix my shirt here, it's riding back on me. I finished Cecilia. I don't know how to hold this book. It's so fat. Okay, calm down. I'm working on an individual review for this book, because there's no way I can try and condense all of this into the end of this. I've done it before, like blabbed about it for 10 minutes at the end of a Friday Reads or a Bookish Chat or whatever, but this thing needs its own review. I finished it up on Wednesday this week. I was reading it in bed Tuesday night, and all these twists kept happening, and I kept falling asleep. I was getting so mad. So I just read all Wednesday morning until I finished this, and I couldn't read fast enough. One of those books I kept reading really quickly, and I was scanning, and I thought, no, go back. You're not really absorbing all this, what's happening. Like, go back up, read that paragraph again. Because I just couldn't wait to find out what happened. It was so twisty-turny and dramatic, and I mean, I did not see anything past the middle of the book coming. So really, really loved it, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. If you want to try Frances Burney to start, I would recommend starting with Evelina. That's her first book. That's where I started. I know Sarah at Hardcover Hearts. I will link her below. She is just finishing up a group read, I think, on Voxer for that. I'm not sure what the next title is that she's going to be doing a group for, but Evelina was just a treat and wonderful, and only like 350 pages or something like that versus the 950 that this one is, over 1,000 with notes. But really, really recommended. It's wonderful, and I really like Cecilia a lot, and yeah, really good. So I finally have this doorstopper off of my currently reading list. So what's up for me ahead? Unsure. It's all mood reading all the time, and I'm realizing more than ever that that's how I always read, but it never felt that way until now. I'm just trying to distract myself however I can. I don't watch the news, and I don't get all hyped up about stuff. I read the news online and on my phone, and I catch headlines. My mom tells me things sometimes, but we're both just trying to keep it calm and be safe. We are keeping to ourselves and doing our best, following all the guidelines currently for hand washing and packages and everything. So try not to get too hyped up, but it's just bizarre out there. So last night, I had sort of just a bummer day yesterday, but I wanted to start some new stuff. So I finally started rereading Ruby by V.C. Andrews. I picked this up. I was going to start reading something by her anyways this summer, just for like a fun reread. And then I saw, oh my gosh, Robert and Sean at Past Story Time. They're hosting a well, probably no longer real life book club in Wales called my so-called 90s book club, and he invited us to read along. This is the first book they're reading, so I am very happily just a couple of chapters into this, and I remember some things, but certainly not everything. I can kind of see where some things are going, but it's so atmospheric and like wonderfully trashy, and I just, yeah, I'm glad I picked this up last night. It was a lot of fun. So I started this last night, so I'm working on that this week. And another sort of genre I like a lot, I mean, I like almost everything, let's face facts here, but I really like war diaries or diaries and letters. And fictional and non-fictional doesn't matter. I really, really enjoy them. I always have. So I have a section of my shelves like on the top here that's about this big. That's all published diaries from late 1800s to like the 1950s. I think it's all British. Yep, no surprise there, all British. But I wanted to read something like that, read a war diary of some kind. So I pulled this off the shelf and I was just immediately charmed by it. So that is The View from the Corner Shop, The Diary of a Yorkshire Shop Assistant in Wartime by Kathleen Hay and edited by Patricia and Robert Malcolmson. So this is her diary of working in her brother and sister-in-law's shop in a small Yorkshire town in the 1940s. It starts in 1941, and it's really, I don't know, I just like it so far. It's sort of charming and lovely. The introduction, which I actually read first, typically if there's an introduction to a book, I read it afterwards because, especially if it's a classic, which is mostly what introductions are, they just spoil absolutely everything in the book, and I have been burned too many times to fall for it again. So I stopped doing it a long time ago, but I started reading this introduction and thought, well, we'll see what it's like since it's nonfiction. And it was really nice. Talked about Kathleen Hay and what they had found out about the family a little bit, what war life was like in Yorkshire in the early 1940s when this book starts. There are a couple of photographs in here, which is really fun too. And I talked about the mass observation project that the government put on. So she was Kathleen Hay was one of the people who said she would keep a diary throughout the war, and she did. So really, really interesting notes ahead of time, and tells you who is who. She used some like Mrs. D or, you know, whoever to quote people. So there's a little glossary in the front of who is who, of which I need to tab and go back to because I'm sure I'll forget. I have already forgotten. I shouldn't say I'm sure I will. I already have. But it's just lovely and heartwarming and reassuring to see people who freak out over losing everything and not having things. And I mean, toilet paper. What is going on with people still? I have 3 rolls left. I ordered groceries a week ago. I'm picking them up on Monday night. Hopefully I have a pack of toilet paper in there because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyways, so far it sounds like onions are the thing that everyone is getting ticked off about them being out of all the time. But it's reassuring to read something that is, you know, that they got through it okay. Everyone got through it. No matter how dire and how panicky and bad things seem, they could always be worse. And also people have gotten through worse before or the same things before, and everything is okay. So this too shall pass. It may not seem like it, but it will pass. So reading this too. Otherwise, it's still reading the 15 to 20 books I have been in the middle of since December, January, February, just picking up and reading a little bit where I can. So that's pretty much it for my Friday reads. For the music today, I'm linking to a CD that's, of course, at my office and not here at home, but I have several others by this author or musician here, Deuter, don't know how to say his name. He has been around doing new age music since the 70s or 80s. I don't know which, but a while. The track I'll link below is from a different album that it's called Reiki Hands of Light. And the track, I believe, is called Loving Spirit. It's about 10 minutes long. It's very gentle and soothing. And I hope you enjoy. You'll probably see a lot more of him because I have quite a few, like 15, probably 20 CDs by him. So you'll see him more in the coming weeks when I keep as long as I keep up this little music project. So the track you'll be listening to, if you click through the link, and I hope you do, is about 10 minutes. And just helpful. Do some deep breathing, do some, you know, thinking about what you want life to be like, sending everyone healthiness and love, and yeah, just a time out from the craziness that is the real world right now. So I hope you're doing well. If you have comments, have you read any of these books? Do you want to read any of these books? Any recommendations for me for anything at all? Tell me I'm wrong about something too. That's fine too. I'm fine with that. Check in. Let me know how you're doing down below in the comment section. Stay well. Take care of yourself and others. Read something wonderful and trashy, or watch something wonderful and trashy. Just distract yourself, and take care. And I will see you very soon. Bye.